Once upon a time, I watched a movie called Max Payne. It was a video game movie based on one of my favorite games. Oh my goodness, I was super excited. And then I went to see it, and I have disliked Mark Wahlberg's acting ever since. I do not like him. And now I see he's in another video game movie, this time Uncharted. Yeah, here we go. It's a movie directed by Ruben Fleischer. He did the Zombieland movies, and it's got three writers. Awesome. Uh, Raphael Lee Judkins, Art Markham, and Matt Holloway. And it stars, of course, Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg, Sophia Ali, Tati Gabrielle, and Antonio Banderas. Movie's been out for a little while, so if I get a bit spoilery, it's going to happen. I'm sorry. Let's be a positive Pete. Let's talk about the stuff I liked about this movie first. And that was my surprise of actually really enjoying this movie. It doesn't tread in new ground, doesn't blow my mind, but it was a fun ride. Uh, you've got Tom Holland, who plays Nathan Drake. He's a budding adventurer, and he gets recruited by this con man named Sully, and they go off in search of treasure, and there's people chasing them and all this kind of stuff. Basically, if you've seen a game of Uncharted or played one, it's sort of a plot of one of those games. It's not the plot of one of the games. There's some things that are in the games in this movie, but they don't take a plot from one of the games really, which is okay. That's fine, but it's fast paced. I had a good time with it. It wasn't too long, and everything moved at a steady clip. It was just an enjoyable time. It's a bit silly and stupid, but it's action packed and it's light and it's fun. Now, can we talk about the stuff that I didn't like? Because if this movie was not called Uncharted, I probably would have liked it more. Except the huge problem I have with this movie is as much as I enjoy Tom Holland, and yes, I don't like Mark Wahlberg, that's fine, but I think they're horribly miscast as the video game characters. Like, horribly miscast. Tom Holland is Nathan Drake? Like, what? Mark Wahlberg is Sully? What? And whilst this has Uncharted things and Uncharted characters or people with Uncharted names, this didn't really give me that vibe I was watching an Uncharted movie. It just made me feel like I was watching an Indiana Jones adventure movie with the Uncharted skin on it, which is funny because the Uncharted games are pretty much Indiana Jones skin with like modern day aesthetics and things like that. So yeah, I didn't vibe with the movie in terms of it being an Uncharted movie. It should have been called something else with original characters and things like that. And I think it would have been a lot better, at least for me, because I don't know. I was expecting something a little more, especially in the last third, because something usually a bit supernaturally and scarily will happen. I don't know why I'm putting eerily on the end of everything, but I was expecting something like that, which would have surprised audiences and things like that. And it's part of the games, like some weird mystical shit. Didn't have it. It's just humans and shooting and stuff. Also, you set up this really awesome villain played by Antonio Banderas, and then you kill him before the last third. That's a huge spoiler there. I did say spoilers, and the movie isn't as interesting without him in it. No offense to Tati Gabrielle, she's really cool in this movie, and she does the best she can, but she doesn't have the presence that Antonio Banderas does, and thus he should have been in this last kind of third. I really think that would have upped the movie a little more because he's into all this questing and the riches and stuff more than pretty much anyone in the movie. So it would have made more sense to have him present there, but he's not, and the last third suffers because of that. Now, it doesn't tread any real new ground. Like, you'll be able to predict things, and that's fine. But as much as I wanted to dislike this movie because of how horribly miscast it was, managed to win me over by just being a solid, fun, inoffensive time. I would just like say that Mark Wahlberg doesn't act much like Sully or feel like Sully, and Nathan Drake, sorry, Tom Holland pretty much plays him the same way as Spider-Man. And they're two completely different characters. It's, did the writers of this movie play the games? Did the producers of this movie play the... No, of course they didn't. 5 out of... No, that's a 6. 6 out of 10. Hey, it's better than I thought it would be, but it has problems. Yeah. This might be the least worst video game movie I've seen. And it has Mark Wahlberg in it. Wow, that's... Yeah. It's inoffensive fun, but if you're an Uncharted fan and you go into this expecting, like, what you've played to be on the big screen, your mileage may vary. But you've probably seen it already and you already know that. Bloody late reviews. Eh.